Now look at the cashbacks. Now cashback, what happens? I will take cashback and exchange together. So make things interesting for us. I buy a new phone which is say 17,000 is the MRP mentioned. मैं छोटा आदमी iPhone 7 नहीं ले रहा हूँ. 17,000 का कीमत का फोन है. Amazon today's offer is 15,000. If you use City Card, maximum of rupees 2,000 is available as cashback. If I give my old phone, I get 2,500 back. So what is the payment which is outflowing from me today? 17,000 is scored out and has now made 15,000 is my sale price. 2,000 is cashback and 2,500 is my exchange of old phone. So I will end up paying 11,500 rupees. So I am very happy. 17,000 का phone 11,500 में मिल रहा है. I am happily transacting this. Now what will happen? My credit card today will be swiped for 13,500. 2,000 of cashback will be coming to me in a period of say 1 month, or maybe in some time within 24 hours if it is so actively done. The exchange of my old phone is given to me in the invoice itself. So the point to consider is on what value the GST is payable. Is GST payable on 13,500? Is GST payable on 15,000? And what happens to my 2,500 value of my old phone which is returned as exchange? The thing is, what is my consideration of the supply? The supply consideration is 15,000 and 15,000 only. Cashback is a discount given to me by Citibank, not by the vendor. Now, I am quite sure there will be other opinion here saying that the consideration is only 13,000, 2,000 is not received by the supplier per se. I agree. That argument is well taken. But I want to answer it here that I do not agree to that proposition. The supply transaction is 15,000. The consideration will flow from Citibank to the vendor of these 2,000. Vendor has offered for only 15,000. He is to get 15,000 for the sale of his phone. That 2,500 of exchange, the platform is going to collect from me the old phone. He is going to sell this as a refurbished old phone on his platform, or they may sell it out to the other specialized agencies who will buy it at whatever price, maybe 2,500, maybe 3,000, maybe 1,000, maybe 500 or maybe 5,000, whatever is the valuation. But today the supply of the phone is for 15,000. I may be termed as very, very conservative when I interpret this provision in this manner, but this is correct to my understanding. Of course, this is my opinion. Today, the way things are, this will have to be interpreted in this, because the term consideration also includes consideration received or receivable, and hence the consideration for offer for tax will be 15,000. Let's look at little more complicated case when I am going to say make my trip or yatra, on which I get a cashback. The offer is I buy 6 nights 7 days package, I get 1 night 2 days package free. The package includes everything: travel, local transportation, stay, local sightseeing and meals. It could be only breakfast, it could be all meals, whatever it is, and facility of the local guide or a tour escort. What I get in cashback? I can get physical cashback, or I get additional package available to me, 1 night 2 days free package for, let us say, a smaller destination, or I get an upgrade if it is let say a voyage or a cruise. I get an upgrade to the cabin class, or I get special shows as freebies. Now, all these things one will have to consider, because supply without consideration is also defined under schedule 2, schedule 1. So if it is free supplies, these would also get covered as supply, and one will have to go to the valuation rules to find valuation of these things to find the taxable supplies. Tax collection at source. Now section 43C deals with the provisions of TCS. TCS is to be deducted or say collected by every electronics operator. It is talking about operator. If aggregator includes operator, TCS provisions applies. That is why once again the queries comes in. At the time of payment or out of payable to a supplier, payable to a supplier or vendor listed on each platform. Whenever it makes payment to a supplier or a vendor who is listed on the platform, when they make payments to outsider, they need not deduct TCS. Only in cases where the supplier or a vendor is registered on its platform, when he makes payments, then he will deduct TCS. So let us say an electronic commerce operator who has employed, say, security guards from a outside agency. He has outsourced those services. In that case, he will not deduct TCS because that security service provider is not registered on his platform. However, the same security service provider now register himself on his platform. In that case, he will have to deduct TCS, even though that payment is not qua the services which he has offered to a third party customer on or through his platform. Just because he is registered on the or is listed on his platform, for all payments made to such listed persons will attract TCS. My friend wants to reconfirm that. Please do that. It is very likely such opportunity of delivering speech at this gathering give us special time and energy to go through all these provisions so minutely. So I am thankful to the association for providing me this opportunity. This TCS is to be paid to government within 10 days after end of the month of collection. So for after the month end, within 10 days all these payments needs to be made. He will also file a separate return in GSTR 8 along with the normal return. So if a electronic commerce operator has other activities, he will do both. As a supplier, he will file a return GSTRN 1, 2, 3, etc. And as a TCS collector, I keep on saying the word deductor, TCS collector, he will file GSTRN 8. Do you agree with my proposition? You check that? Not agreeing. Thank you.
Sorry to say.
No, it's alright. I mean, it is helpful. I will recheck that part. Now, what will happen if the TCS is deducted and reported in GSTR 8? What will happen is, I as a supplier of goods and services on the platform of electronic commerce operator, I will have to also show my supplies in my return GSTRN 1. That will be matched against GSTRN 8, which is TCS deducted. And if there is a mismatch, the query will go to the supplier and it will be treated as a deemed supply. If it is not rectified in the next month's return, it will be treated as a deemed supply and the tax will be automatically calculated in the hands of the supplier. Very correct mechanism. 26 AS, income tax deducted and the return 26 AS is filed. I as a income earner, as a professional, I have not shown them in my return of income, I get a query. There is a separation of income. Similar thing would appear here. If the supplier has not shown the supplies to the extent of this TCS which is not matching, it will be treated as a deemed supply and the tax will have to be paid by the supplier. Now what will happen if there is an error by the platform? All these things will continue to happen. 26 AS, every professional's office will have one clerk doing that rectification job. Employment Generator Scheme. Let's look at the other income streams on an e-commerce platform. I am looking at broader income streams and how it is going to be taxed. Convenience fees. If I am booking air ticket on say yatra.com or on Ease My Trip, there is a convenience fees which is collected. On an e-commerce platform, such convenience fees will also be taxed. Some call it as internet handling charges. Some call it mother, other call it father's wife. It is the same thing, you call it internet handling charges or convenience fees. Now what happens if Air India collects 200 rupees for every ticket as convenience fees? They are not e-commerce platform, they are not operators, it is their own services they are offering on their own platform. So Jet Airways, Air India, when they offer this, friends, nonetheless, it is a convenience fees, it is a supply of services, and for that reason they will be paying GST on the same. All these platforms have some promotion cost which is recovered or some advertising cost which is recovered from other vendors who have registered or listed on this platform. Let us say if I were to visit taxguru.com, I am, let us say, a subscriber. I am not on a free guy, I am a subscriber. I have a pop-ups advertisement coming up which offers me various advertisement information based on my recent search made on say Google or my latest visit to the various sites. There are certain cookies which prompt such advertisement coming on my screen. So if I visited say Make My Trip, or I visited Ease My Trip, or I visited yatra.com, they will keep giving me the pricing of the latest tickets which I was looking at, say Bombay Delhi or Bombay New York return. Now all these things will keep on happening. To that extent, there is a revenue which is flowing from Ease My Trip, yatra.com to the platform called TaxGuru. That is also an advertisement income, and that will also earn the state will earn the revenue called GST. Now there are cases where there is a cross selling of the advertisement. TaxGuru will sell its services on the say, what site will I give? Navneet publication, just because I am trying to relate to legal this thing, or say commercial laws publishers, or VAT Online, or TIOL, and TaxGuru. Both are cross-selling each other's products, maybe goods or services, on each other's platform. In that case, there is a reciprocal arrangement. I will allow your 5 pop-ups, you allow my 5. Barter is also taxable. Promotional expenses. If I have a platform, say Amazon India, on which I allow the advertisement of Amazon USA, and there is a sharing of the promotional expenses, that income is also taxable. Import of services. Now cost sharing arrangement. Now another thing is there could be a situation where there are the some cost of the services are shared between the two service providers. One could be platform, other could be a person listed on the platform. Now all these cost sharing arrangement, the advertisement which appears in the media, let us say on television, on the newspaper, where Flipkart is not only advertising its own brand called Flipkart, at the same time it is listing 20 other products or services, and in the process the other products and services, maybe let us say the electronic from Samsung, Philips, personal grooming from say Panasonic, all these products also get promoted on the advertisement. There is a cost sharing arrangement here. Now Flipkart has paid 10 crore rupees for the one particular media, which is shared by 20 vendors, and one particular vendor has to pay say 20 lakhs. There will be once again supply of those services by Flipkart to such vendors listed, and that will be also taxable. ITC available, not available, etc. is a separate issue. Of course it is available as of today, but I am just trying to say that is a separate issue. We are talking about taxability at present. Now listing fees. When I want to list myself onto the platform, I pay some listing fees. That will also be taxable. I have booked air ticket. I have swiped my card. Tomorrow I want to cancel it. Of course, cancellation will involve so many things at the platform. Platform will once again talk to Jet Airways. Talk to means the system will talk to each other. Jet Airways will process that cancellation. There will be a cancellation fees which will be charged by Jet Airways, which will be picked up. There will be a processing fees with the platform will also add to it. I had purchased ticket through my credit card. The credit card company will once again have to refund me that physical. They will also provide for that some refund charges. All taken together, there will be lot of charges which will get deducted, and I will get something back as refund. So there will be 3-4 agencies which will get certain income out of it, which will be ultimately borne by me as a customer who has bought the ticket online. Now all these fees together I have just referred as refund processing fees for ease of our understanding. All these will get taxed. Payment handling fees. When I swipe my card, that time the credit card company charges certain handling fees or payment handling fees to the platform. Credit card company will have to treat this thing as supply, and they will charge GST thereon. If I buy certain products and I opt for gift wrapping it, there will be some charges called gift wrapping charges or fees. There are unique sites where they collect storage fees. I do not know, but yes, if whatever name you give and you have collected certain amount, these are a part of my consideration. This is all taxable. Weight handling fees. If my consignment is weighing more than, let us say, 2 kilos or 5 kilograms, certain sites collect heavy weight or say weight handling fees. Now this is also part of my services which is rendered and which will be taxable in the GST era.